Hey, how are you doing? It's Robert here from robertcbrown.online. Today's video is all about how to master your subconscious mind. Now, this is going to be a fairly short video because I've spoken about a lot of these principles before, but let's touch on them again. I mean, number one, the first thing, if you want to master your subconscious mind, which after all, actually, before I skip ahead, let me explain the importance of this, right? Because you're literally only about 10% above the water in terms of, like, if you think of an iceberg, your conscious mind is the tip of the iceberg, maybe 5-10% poking out over the top of the water, and your subconscious is the rest of that sucker that's lying underneath the water, the major part of the iceberg. It's all under the water. And the same is the case with human beings, okay? Is the fact that your subconscious mind is kind of 90-95% below the water. Okay, it's not seen, but it's running the whole show. And in a battle of the conscious minds, the subconscious versus the conscious, you can tell very quickly which one's going to win out if they had a head-to-head battle. So this is the problem when we set ourselves up to run our lives with conscious, logical thought processes. What happens is a lot of the time we're making decisions to move forward based on our logical thinking, which is actually counterproductive and in contradiction to the way our subconscious values are operating. And that's when we see people having massive stress, frustration, depression, all of that sort of thing. It can be alleviated just by starting to understand your subconscious mind more and to recognize how it works. And if you want to override your subconscious mind and you want to change the programming there's a very, very specific way to do that, which takes a little bit of conscious effort to start with, and then it becomes reprogrammed and completely on autopilot because it's subconscious after about 30 to 90 days. Now, I've touched on that process in a lot of other videos, so I'm not going to dig too deep now. But what I want to talk about is really the first step to mastering the subconscious mind, and that is to be conscious of what's going on. Okay, be conscious of being conscious. Okay, watch your thought processes, watch your behaviors, watch the communications you're having with yourself about certain external stimuli so that you get to understand the way that you're programmed right now. And if you don't like the way that you're programmed right now and you want to change it and change the results that show up, then you start to apply the 30 to 90 day rule that I've talked about before, where you start to recognize the pattern or the habit that you've got and immediately overwrite it with a more positive, empowering habit. Okay? Affirmation, visualization, whatever it takes, and you keep doing it. Now, your subconscious mind can only listen to one thought at a time. So if you start to think of something that's unsupportive and negative, what you can do is immediately start affirming something positive. Visualize something that takes you in the direction of where you want to be versus where you are right now, and it will overwrite the other one. You can only focus on one of those two, okay? If you do that enough over 30 to 90 days, and you do it diligently every single time you slip into a negative pattern, you will overwrite that negative pattern with a new pattern over time, okay? It's very much like this. I'm gonna do this. Hopefully you can see it okay. If when I say to people, put your hands together like that. Okay, I don't know if you can see my thumbs, but my thumbs are that way around. That's my natural way to do it. Now, if you were to say cross the thumbs the other way, now that feels odd, okay? That feels really, really odd to me. However, if you keep doing that, just for a few minutes, in the end, that feels as comfortable as the other way. In fact, if I was doing it that way all the time and not the other way, very soon that would be the most comfortable way for me to go to. If somebody said, adopt that pose with your hands. It's exactly the same with your subconscious mind. You need to keep repeating the stuff that is going to support you to do and have everything that you want in life. And over a period of time, the conscious effort will dissipate, and that will just be who you are. And life is a bed of roses because it's just all happening on autopilot. Here's the thing, most people don't stick with it, and that's why most people struggle. And it's unfortunate. So that's it. Learn to recognize your subconscious mind. Watch your thoughts. Watch the way you talk. Watch your behavior patterns. Watch your communication with yourself about external stimuli that happens, in your world. And when you recognize these things coming up and you're understanding more about how you're actually programmed, then start choosing some different things to do, say, which will overwrite. Okay? Which will overwrite those patterns and eventually become the new you that you want to be. I hope this has been helpful. I'm sorry for any kind of protracted silences, but sometimes I'm really passionate about this stuff, and sometimes I just sit there for a second and I'll ponder something before I say it. But hopefully you're good with that. So take this away. Don't just watch this, please. Apply it. Try it. It's fun as well to watch who you are. Actually take the time to observe your thoughts, observe your actions and your internal communication, and you start to discover an awful lot about who you really are that you may not know right now. And that will explain an awful lot about where you are in life. Once you know that, you can start making some changes. Hope that's been helpful. Catch you soon. Bye. Hey, it's Robert here. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you've really enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed this, then please subscribe to this channel and come back and see many more doing these things all the time. And if you want to know when the next one comes up, click the little bell and you'll get a notification each and every time we've got a new video up there for you to have a look at. And the other thing is, I nearly forgot. If you love everything to do with personal development, business development, and just getting yourself into a peak state, then you're going to want to get over to my free webinar training, which is going to show you exactly the steps to take to overcome any inner barriers that are stopping you from achieving in life and business right now, and exactly what to do to get that put right and start living the life of your dreams, starting right now. Sounds like a tall order? Promise you can do this stuff. Get across to my webinar training. The link is in the description below this video. I hope to see you there, and at the very least, I hope that you click the bell, I hope you subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Take good care. Bye-bye.